Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having a beautiful day. So I know it's been a hot minute since I have last recorded a video. I think it's been about 3 weeks or so. I've been super busy with caring for my houseplants. I've repotted quite a few of them. I've moved a lot of them around. I've propagated several. And I also have some new houseplants to show you as well. Before we get into this video, I wanted to just take a second to say thank you to all of my subscribers. Thank you to my new subscribers. Thank you to my returning subscribers. I appreciate you all so very much. Since I do have quite a few houseplants to show you, I think I am going to do this in 2 parts. The first part is going to be my front room, so I'll show you what's been going on in here as far as plants that I have repotted, and a few of them I have propagated. I've moved some around. So anyway, because I don't want this video to be too long, I am going to start off with the living room first. Without further ado, let me turn the camera around and I will show you what we have been up to. Okay, so I guess we will start off with my philodendron micans first. If you all recall, this plant was out in my sunroom, and just because I want to enjoy it a little bit more, I decided to bring it out into the living room. And this is an east-facing window, and it has been doing great. It's been putting on lots of new growth, and the vines have gotten a lot longer. I've propagated from this guy a few times, and it is doing fantastic. Love this one. My Ruby Ficus elastica, I have recently taken 2 top cuttings from this guy, and I don't know whether any new growth has started yet. Not yet, but you can see where I took the cuttings from. So both of those were top cuttings, and I have those propagating in some water out in the kitchen, and I will show you those in just a few minutes. This is my green, just my regular green spider plant. This one, I was looking for a larger pot to put this guy into, and I couldn't find any at Lowe's. So a couple weeks ago, we took a trip to Home Depot, and I found these pots here, which are bigger than the black pots that I was using for a while, and those ones I purchased from Lowe's. These ones here I like much better because they're a little bit larger and will give my plants a little bit more room, especially the spider plants, because they do tend to get root bound quite quickly. So hopefully this guy will be able to stay in this pot for quite a while. And if we move down here, let's see, what else do we have here? My Ficus lyrata, fiddle leaf fig, has been putting on lots of new growth. Those 2 top leaves there are brand new within just the last couple of weeks. So this one is doing awesome. Let me see, this one is the Pearls and Jade. This one I recently repotted, and I did take a few cuttings and I potted them back directly into the soil. So I don't think they have taken quite yet, but hopefully they'll be all right. And I also did repot this one. This one I did have in just a plastic brown pot. Actually the original pot that it came in, I believe. So I repotted this one into this pretty ceramic planter, and I think that looks gorgeous. My large Thanksgiving cactus. This one I gave a pretty hard pruning not too long ago. I trimmed off quite a few of these outer branches here. It was really getting quite unruly. So this one is looking nice and full. I do like my plants to be a little bit more on the contained side, I guess. I don't like them to get too unruly, so I do trim them back quite often. My Mandula pothos, this one I did take a lot of cuttings from, probably too many, because I do like them to vine out a little bit anyway. But I did take off quite a few cuttings from this guy, and I have them propagating, or some of them propagating in water right now. One of my propagations, it was a full pot, I think it was an 8-inch pot. I put that on Facebook Marketplace, and that one has since sold. So that is what the Mandula is looking like. If we move over here, this is just another one of my spider plants. I haven't really done anything with this one most recently, but it's definitely putting out lots of new growth. It's looking quite crazy, actually. I love it. Doing super well. And let's see, what do we have going on over here? Jewel Orchid is doing awesome. It's a little bit backlit, guys. This window I always have that problem with, but that one's doing well. My Black Pagoda lipstick plant is blooming. You can see right here, that's what the flowers look like. So cute. This one has actually been putting on lots of new growth for me. It's looking good. Nothing new really to report on the Adansonii. It is looking really good, nice and full and through the top area. So I'm happy about that. My Calathea medallion did have some yellowing leaves not too long ago, but it's perked up quite a bit and it's looking pretty good. With this guy, I'm just super careful about the watering, and I keep an eye out for any spider mites, anything like that. Some of what I tend to see on top of these leaves is like pollen from my Thanksgiving cactuses. They do throw off quite a bit of dust, and these guys have been super happy the last couple of weeks. My Thanksgiving cacti blooming. Let's see, I think I have a bloom on this one here as well. That one is my true Christmas cactus. Let's see here. Down here, I have another one of my Thanksgiving cactuses that's in bloom, and this one is a little bit more gold in color than this one here. This one is a little bit more of like a buttery yellow, whereas this one down here has more of a gold cast to it. For whatever reason, these guys are just loving their conditions right now. I think because it's definitely been a little bit cooler. We've had the heat down for several days, only because it really hasn't been that cold outside. So anyway, these guys are looking great. This one is my salmon colored Thanksgiving cactus. Here is my Peperomia prostrata. It's putting on lots of new growth. Happy with this guy. This one here is my Prince of Orange, and I did take a top cutting off of this one not too long ago. You can see where the cut is that I made. That's right there. So nothing new coming off of that one yet. The cutting that came off of this guy, I propagated it, rooted it, potted it up into soil, and that has since been sold to someone off of Facebook Marketplace. And let's see, what else here? My Tradescantia Nanook. That one is looking incredible, so beautiful. Now that the sun is repositioned a little bit and these guys are getting more sunlight, this Tradescantia Nanook is really vibrant in color. You can see lots more of the purple coming through. And there is another little bloom on a Thanksgiving cactus. This one is purple. So I think that is just about it for my living room houseplants as far as any updates. My neon pothos, I had cut this one back quite a bit not long ago because several of the vines were kind of limp and they felt like they're dying off, but it is looking pretty good. It's getting lots of new growth and I'm hoping that this one will bounce back. I think it should be fine. Okay, so now we'll move into the kitchen and I'll show you what I have propagating in water, and then I think there is just one more plant that I want to show you that's in the kitchen. So it's actually about 20 minutes later. I took a little breaky break. So this is what I've been working on for the last couple of weeks. I've taken lots of propagations. This over here is one of my Ruby Ficus elastica top cuttings that I took. No roots on this guy yet, nor are there on any of the other ones. I have two other ones that I took as well. So I may move those into spag, but I'm just not sure yet. Okay, so here I have some Begonia maculata whitey eye cuttings that I took. These have only been in here for just a couple of days, I think about 3 days or so. In here is actually one of my new plants, and this one is if I can get it out of here, Philodendron Silver Sword. And this one came from a new planty friend of mine, and you know who you are if you're watching this video. So this is a silver sword. Super happy with this guy. I traded a couple of Rhaphidophora tetrasperma cuttings for this one, and this one is putting out a new leaf currently. So can't wait until we get some roots on this guy so that I can get it potted up into some soil. That'll be fun. And then here is just a Hoya carnosa with splash cutting. This one's got some decent roots on it. Just leave it in there for a little while longer. Over here to the left, I have some ivy cuttings that I want to pot back up into my pot that I have currently, just to kind of fill up the center a little bit. Then I have some Manjula cuttings. Over here, I have two more of my top cuttings of my Ruby Ficus elastica that don't have any roots yet. And then here I have some more Manjula cuttings. I think I have some Monstera adansonii in there as well. I also have some neon pothos cuttings in there. And then over here, I have this little pile of Cebu blue cuttings that have been in there for about 3 or 4 days. So nothing happening there yet. And if we move over this way, my last plant that I wanted to talk to you about is my Macotes Petala. Tola. I need to do something with this guy. It is getting super leggy. It has a little flower here, so it must be it's somewhat happy. But I am going to take this plant and I am thinking about potting this plant up into just a regular soil medium and keeping it in the sunroom. But I don't know if that would provide it with enough humidity. I just don't want to keep it in a terrarium environment any longer. I just want to bring it out so that I can enjoy it a little bit more. I'm hoping that it will do okay when I do change it over but I guess we'll have to see. I have seen a couple of YouTubers that have had theirs in just a regular soil medium and they do fine. So just keeping my fingers crossed on this one. Okay guys, so that is it for today's video. I hope you liked all of these updates, and stay tuned for the second part of my update video, and that one will include all of what I have going on in my sunroom. Again, lots of plants that have been repotted, lots of them are showing some new growth, and also I've got lots of soil propagations back there. So stay tuned for that video. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I will see you in my next one, guys. Bye-bye.